Their impact team. We have had yet another beautiful day. Temperatures were warm. They made it up to 83. Not quite as warm as it was yesterday, though. And it's another really nice night out there, too. Now, this morning, some folks got a little bit of a treat in the sky. Did you see anything that looked like that early this morning? Well, we can thank this view from the SpaceX rocket launch that was early this morning down in Florida. And as that rocket, it went up into the sky, way up into those upper atmosphere, way up to the upper atmosphere there, it left a vapor trail. And that vapor trail is made up of ice crystals there within that vapor. And as it went up really high, up even higher than most normal clouds go, we saw that trail there that developed. And as the sun was coming up from the horizon, shining up on that vapor trail, it illuminated it, and it looked something like this. This is how it looked from Lisa Smith in Franklin Springs, Georgia. We also had this one from Bobby Hockett in Decula. You can kind of see that there in the distance above the Chase sign that you see. Here's another view. This is from Kelly Montgomery in Forsyth, Georgia, down just north of Macon. So a really cool view that some people saw out there early this morning. And some of these type of patterns like this are called noctilucent clouds, not necessarily a weather type of cloud, but this a cloud that you see only at nighttime from this formation, similar to this with some of those ice crystals and water vapor really high up into the sky. And not only you would think it would be just off the coast of Florida or off the Atlantic coastline, but many of us here in Georgia were actually able to see that early this morning, right before the sun was coming up. So hopefully you got a chance to see it too. Now, something else that happened today, the drought monitor update came in, and I have some good news and I have some bad news for you. The bad news is, as expected, the drought is expanding in Georgia. The good news is it's not expanding as much as I thought it was going to expand. Let me show you what we're watching right now. The red color that you see in southwest Georgia, that is extreme drought. And so that is an area where that drought is expanding and getting worse into the extreme levels. Here in the metro area, if you'll recall last week, we were showing you a map similar to this, where we were showing the orange color coming into the metro area, and that's where we have severe drought here. The tan color outside of that is where we have moderate drought. And then in North Georgia, the yellow color is where we have abnormally dry conditions. We have some of that over to the east of us as well. This orange color that you see here, the severe drought, has also expanded a little bit, but not as much as I was thinking that it would, because it's been so dry. I thought that that severe drought would have expanded a little bit more, but it only expanded a little bit over to parts of DeKalb County, kind of just a little bit wider. And the moderate drought also expanded a little bit more. It goes over toward the Athens area right now. So yes, it is expanding, but it's just not expanding as much as I had thought that it would. Now, we need some rain to come in here to help us out with our drought conditions. We've got some coming on Sunday, but as we've been telling you all along, this is not going to be a drought buster, what's coming in here. We're going to see just some showers coming in. And really, we're thinking it may be a half inch or less of rain that we pick up here during the day on Sunday. And we need a lot more than that. Take a look at the almanac for today. We had some warm air once again, but again, not as hot as it was yesterday when we hit 86 degrees. Today's high was 83. The record for today's date is 85. Remember, yesterday's was 86 and we tied that. Well, today the record is 85 for today's date, and we were just 2 degrees away from that. That record was set, a long-standing one, set in 1919. Our low this morning was 63. That was about 8 degrees above the average. So even though 63-degree temperatures feel pretty good out there, it should be cooler. We should be down into the 50s. And we do have some more 50s that are going to be on the way over the next few days here. Now, speaking of that drought, this is a look at our rainfall deficit. We're almost 6 inches below average in rainfall. We need 6 inches of rain to come in here to wipe out this deficit. And that's not coming with this next system that we're going to see here. Here's a look at the last 20 hours. And we had those temperatures that held in the 60s for mid-60s there for a long time overnight and early this morning. And then we did pop up to 83. That was at 4 o'clock this afternoon where we had that high. Then we were at 82 for a couple of hours there at 5 and 6, and then dropping into the 70s. Right now, we're at 72 degrees, cooling off pretty nicely with the mainly clear sky. Speaking of clear skies, how do you like this? This is our tower cam there in DeKalb County at Arizona Avenue, looking over toward the west, toward the city of Atlanta and our skyline. It's a great night with clear skies. And this is our camera there at Northside Hospital, Georgia 400 and 285, looking northward. You see the King and Queen building there. There's the Northside Hospital flag that's barely blowing. You see some of that traffic moving here. 285 is right there. And there's the interchange here going to Georgia 400, that's north of 285, and then inside the perimeter is down this way. So not a bad night out there at all. And speaking of our beautiful city, this is our tower cam there at Georgia Tech, looking up toward the Midtown area. And again, a great, great night. And it is dry. Nothing is going on here right now. We have clear skies, no rain showing up on radar, no clouds showing up on the satellite imagery, and really quiet over much of the southeast with no clouds around here at all. The closest clouds we have back out into parts of Texas and into Oklahoma, and then behind that, we have a little more vigorous system that has more rain with it. And some of that has been causing some strong storms and even some severe weather tonight. A little bit earlier at between 6:30 and 7, when I was on the air on the stream a little bit earlier between 6:30 and 7, we actually had a tornado warning out of this part of the cell there system right on the Colorado line and the Kansas line, state line there. Now we're watching some of these showers and storms that are moving through Nebraska. They have the potential to turn strong. In fact, the Storm Prediction Center has a very small area there where we're seeing those storms right now, where we have a level 1 of 5 risk for some of those storms to turn severe. I think they would be mainly isolated storms. The main threats would be damaging winds, but it's not out of the question. We did have a tornado warning earlier that there could be a couple of tornado warnings there too. But that's really far away from us. We're going to be fine here tonight. But what I want you to watch though, the development of this system as it pushes a little bit more to the east during the day tomorrow, and the threat for severe weather expands a little bit more to include more areas. It's still a low level risk as a level 1 of 5 risk, but there may be a few of those isolated showers within this from Oklahoma through Kansas, moving into parts of Missouri. Now, progressing on to Saturday, here's what we're watching there, as not only does it move a little bit more to the east, it expands a little bit more, and the rain and storm risk with it intensifies a little bit more too. There's a large area of a level 2 of 5 risk. That's what you see in yellow here. That comes down as far south as Louisiana, parts of eastern Texas, much of Arkansas, also into Missouri, southern parts of Illinois, also a little bit of Kentucky here, western Kentucky, a little bit of western Tennessee, a little bit of western Mississippi too, where there's that level 2 of 5 risk, meaning better chance for a few more or more scattered severe storms there. And then the level 1 risk extends over into parts of northwestern Alabama. We're still not included in any of those risk areas for any severe weather. But if you've been watching us this week, we've been talking about this rain coming in on Sunday with the potential for some thunder and lightning. So the question is, will we see severe weather here? Well, as of right now, the Storm Prediction Center has not put us in an outlook at all. What we are seeing from the models is that most of the ingredients for severe weather is going to be to the west of us on Saturday. And then when this system moves our way on Sunday, it's going to lose some of those ingredients. And we're thinking that this system is going to weaken a good bit. Still be enough to give us some showers, but we're not expecting a widespread severe weather event here. We could see some of that rain with some thunder and lightning. But of course, we'll keep watching it for you and have more as it gets a little bit closer to us. Here's a look at those temperatures now. 72, as I mentioned earlier, here in Atlanta. But in the outlying areas, we have some 60s around. Now, it's still 70 in LaGrange and in Eatonton, but 68 in Thomaston. Peachtree City, lower 60s right now at 61. Athens, 63. Mid and upper 60s here in the North Metro counties, and 50s up in North Georgia there in the mountains. Tomorrow morning, we start off with temperatures right around 57 degrees. It's going to be cooler than it was out there this morning, maybe by about 5 degrees. So that's going to be pretty nice. We'll have clear skies early on, and then some changes begin to move in tomorrow. in advance of those showers that'll come in on Sunday. What's going to happen is we're going to see some high, thin clouds beginning to move in, mainly lunchtime and after. This is not going to be an overcast gray sky throughout the day with thick clouds or anything. These are going to be just mainly some high, thin clouds that are going to start moving in. At times, the sun is going to filter through them or break through them at times. And again, these clouds are not going to give us any rain. And temperatures get up to around 80 degrees here for our high temperature, which will be about 3 degrees cooler than what we had today. So here's the forecast track. Let me show you what we're watching here as we see tonight mainly clear skies. In the morning, it's going to be clear, but here's a look right there at some of those clouds that start coming in around lunchtime in parts of West Georgia, and then that keeps moving over us. And again, it's just a thin layer of clouds that the sun is still able to filter through during those afternoon hours tomorrow, and no rain with that. A lot of those clouds break up overnight, and then on Saturday, a few clouds mixing in again. Partly cloudy skies is what we're going to call it during the day here on Saturday, and maybe even in the afternoon, fewer clouds around with more of that sunshine. So we're not worried about any rain moving in on Saturday either, but here is the system that we've been talking about all week, bringing us some rain, the potential for some thunder and lightning, but again, we think the severe weather threat is going to fall apart over to the west of us. And these will be just general showers and thunder showers, but I know this looks impressive here when you're looking at this. Seeing some of the oranges and reds within this, and that's where we're going to see some of those moderate showers to even some heavy showers at times, maybe those rumbles of thunder and flashes of lightning. So this is early in the morning on Sunday, and then this moves through, but we're not finished with the rain chances yet. The clouds will be a little more stubborn on Sunday, and then still some scattered showers that'll be with us there throughout the lunchtime hour and into the afternoon. This model's trying to kick this out of here pretty quickly on Sunday. So maybe breaking up later on in the day for any events that you have going on later on Sunday. We'll fine tune that timing for you as well. The European model kind of slows it down a little bit and shows a wider swath of rain as it moves in. Here you see the dry Saturday, and there you go on Sunday, where the bulk of this, where you see the darker greens, comes through early on Sunday and moves over to the east, but then we still have some lingering showers there on the backside that'll kick out late afternoon into the evening. Monday looks dry. Right now we have only a 20% chance for a shower in on Tuesday. The models were trying to show a little something, kind of trying to move in here with a little bit of moisture with it, but it's not that impressive at all. And Wednesday looks mainly dry now too, so we've kind of fine-tuned that forecast from yesterday. Temperatures though will be cooler going into the week, with temperatures that'll be in the 70s pushing into next week, and even lower 70s once we get toward the end of next week. So a lot to watch with a few of those changes around. There's the 40% chance for a shower Sunday and that very low risk for a shower on Tuesday. Depending on what we see with the models, with the latest runs coming in, we may take that 20% out here on Tuesday. Here's a look at the models. You know, they've been varying a lot this week, and now they're a little similar. What we've been saying pretty much all along is that we expect to see a ½ inch of rain or less during the day on Sunday. Not really impressive amounts. This is showing 4/10 of an inch of rain in Atlanta and in Peachtree City, maybe a ½ inch up in Rome, and then less than a ½ inch in most areas. And then the European model is showing maybe a little bit more than a ½ inch here. But again, on average, we'll just say around a ½ inch or less in most areas. There might be some of those spots that pick up just a little bit more, but nothing really impressive with rainfall moving into our area. Now, the low temperatures are going to be a little in the 50s the next couple of days, then milder on Sunday with that extra moisture content in the air and with that rain chance. And then morning temperatures get lower on Monday and Tuesday in the lower 50s. And then highs will be in the 80s Friday and Saturday. Then low and mid 70s here on Monday and Tuesday. Back to the upper 70s, actually Sunday and Monday, and then back to the upper 70s here on Tuesday. And then at the end of next week, we're talking about lower 50s, even some upper 40s in some spots. So much cooler air coming in later on. So here's that forecast showing the 80-degree high Friday, 82 on Saturday, 78 Sunday. There you see that rain chance on Sunday at 40%. Monday, a low of 50 and then a high of 76, so cooler there Monday morning. Back to 79 Tuesday, and again, a really low chance for rain on Tuesday, 20% or less. We're really not overly impressed with that. And then going into Wednesday, We see partly cloudy skies for the middle and end of next week, but these temperatures coming down a little bit more. High around 72 on Wednesday, 73 on Thursday. With those low temperatures, they're near 50 degrees, so that's going to be on the cool side. So a lot to watch, even though we've been kind of in a slow weather pattern the last few days. We have some changes coming in for the week ahead as we're going to see those temperatures varying a little bit and the rain chances coming in somewhat too. But again, not impressive rainfall totals. Thanks for watching this extended weather update here on 11 Alive Plus and Weather Impact 24/7. Be sure to watch tonight at 11 o'clock. We'll have another update for you then, as well as updates throughout the day tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope you have a great night.